Good morning to the SALMAN. We are Group 4, and I'm Coaching Wei, who is Group Leader of Group 4, and our group member are Nurjana, Isma Wanida, Liu Yitian, Mio Shairu Muzairi, and Bushik Kinandi Kanan. Today, I would like to present to you about the health, safety, and environmental management, we also can call HI management.
We start the presentations with the introduction of the topic itself. Firstly, process of delivering infrastructure, buildings, industrial facilities, and related operations to the end of their useful lives is known as construction. But when we are mentioning about HSE, what is HSE? HSE management refers to an organized strategy to risk identifications and assessment by making sure that all environmental, health, and safety requirements are adhered to. Not only that, an efficient health, safety, and environmental HSE management is crucial to guaranteeing a safe and legal construction process. Lastly, an effective implementation of the HSE system is essential to the success of construction projects because it guarantees that health, safety, and environmental issue remains a top priority. Next, we move to the basic concept of HSE. The real definitions of HSE is it is a multidisciplinary approach designed to manage and control workplace hazards, environmental risks, and employees' well-being. It protects against potential sources of physical, chemical, biological, ergonomic, and psychosocial hazard in order to protect workers and minimize the environmental effects caused by the operation. In terms of health, the main focus is preventing occupational illnesses, controlling workplace risks, and fostering both physical and mental health of the workers. It is also helps to avoid respiratory illnesses due to the emissions of toxic and chemical gases on the construction site. HSE management is also utilized as an approach to risk minimization to improve worker safety and health on construction sites. There are numerous risks that might arise on the sites if HSE management are not implemented correctly in the workplace.
My name is Liu Yitian. So I will be presenting the key elements of HSE in construction. First, policy and commitments should be followed, such as the provision of a safe working environment for workers, the preservation of the environment during construction activity, and the enhancement of HSE management. Second is risk mitigation. The potential hazards on site, such as chemicals, electricity, and working at height, should be identified. Next, HSE training are essential to ensure workers comprehend emergency response methods, safety regulations, and hazard awareness. The fourth key element is performance measurement. Key performance indicators, known as KPIs, are used to indicate the effectiveness of HSE initiatives. Lastly, audit and review guarantee a continuous improvement in its overall effectiveness in terms of health, safety, and the environment. There are many benefits of effective HSE management. First, effective HSE management reduces cost of injury, disease, and damage, including medical care and mental compensation. It also minimizes project costs due to construction accidents and delays, reducing overall project costs. HSE management improves worker productivity by identifying potential risks, preventing accidents, and optimizing resource use, leading to cost savings and increased efficiency in energy, water, and raw materials. Next, effective HSE management also boosts a company's reputation, attracts customers, investors, and the public, leading to increased customer loyalty and support for companies perceived as lower risk and more sustainable. Lastly, effective HSE management promotes sustainable practices, waste reduction, and responsible resource management. By implementing these policies, environmental damage can be reduced.
Next, there are several HSE issues that happen in Malaysian construction industry, but the two main issues are about workplace safety and also health issues. For the workplace safety, not following the approved safe workplace procedure is the primary cause of the majority mishaps and injuries on construction site. And for the health issues, in the real world, construction workers are frequently exposed to the high levels of dust from dangerous materials which can cause severe health problems such as silicosis, emphysema, bronchitis, lung cancer, and also asthma.
Now, I would like to present to you about the differentiation in method practice in HI management. The objective of the safety and health management are prevent the accident and injury while maintaining the worker and physical health. Well, for the environmental management, the objective are protect the natural resources and reduce the pollution and waste. The common practices applying in safety and health management are HIRLC, PPE, and safety induction and training program. Well, for the environmental management, the common practices applying are EIA, green construction practices, and pollution control measure. The key focus for the safety and health management are workplace safety and health issue. Well, for the environmental management, the key focus are waste management and pollution control. The stakeholder involved in the safety and health management are construction worker, site supervisor, safety official, and regulatory body. Well, for the environmental management, the stakeholder involved are environmental agency, local community, and regulatory authority. Now, I would like to present to you about the common practices in health and safety management. Firstly, hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control HIRALC. HIRALC is a systematic procedure extensively implemented in the management of workplace health and safety to recognize risk, evaluate hazard, and invest in thorough control. HIRALC help to promising the safety of worker complying with legal obligation and avoiding accident on the construction site. For example, working at high pose a significant fall risk for scaffolding, HIRLC help to mitigate the risk by install the guardrail. Secondly, personal protective equipment PPE. The use of PPE is a critical safety and health measure to safeguard workers from potential hazard in the workplace when additional control measures are unable to completely control. PPE represent a final barrier of potential against the infection and accident resulting from exposure to environmental, chemical, and physical hazard. For example, worker wear respirator to prevent dust inhalation, hard hat to protect against falling debris, and glove to handle objects with sharp edge when demolishing a building. Thirdly, rigorous safety induction and training program. Safety induction and training program are essential to ensure that all the construction workers understand all possible risks at the site, safety regulation, and their role in keeping a safe atmosphere at the construction site. Safety induction are formal introduction for new hire about the site condition, site-specific hazard, safety rule, and emergency procedure at the site. Training program include task-specific training for high-risk activity, first-aid medical emergency training, and equipment operation training to guarantee proper use of machinery and tool at the site. Now, I would like to present to you about the common practices in environmental management. Firstly, environmental impact assessment (EIA). EIA is a systematic method that is used to evaluate and identify the likelihood of the environmental effect before the project has been taken place on the construction site. EIA help to identify the potential environmental impact with its proposed mitigation measure to minimize the advanced environmental impact. For example, an EIA is established to identify the effect on wildlife habitat before constructing a high-rise building in an ecologically sensitive area. Secondly, green construction practices. Green construction practices involve applying environmentally friendly method and material to reduce the environmental impact of construction activity. The most common green construction practice is energy efficient building system that combine renewable energy integration and smart energy system. Green construction practices often involve the utilization of the recycled and reused construction material from demolition site to manage the construction waste and promote long-term sustainability. Thirdly, pollution control measure. Pollution control measure aim to reduce the release of harmful pollutant during construction activity to protect ecosystem and the built environment. Air pollution control measure involve dust control and emission control. Dust control implement dust barrier around the construction area, while emission control adopt cleaner fuel alternative for construction machinery. For example, limit working hour by restricting noisy construction activity to specific time of the day and set up temporary barrier such as a county barrier to minimize the noise pollution in nearby residential area.
Hi, for my part, I would like to talk about approaches practice in HSE management. The first point is comprehensive health and safety training. All workers, including supervisors, laborers, and contractors, must be trained in PPE, use safe work practices, and emergency procedures. What is PPE? PPE is protection personal equipment that include safety helmet, safety footwear, eyeglasses, and etc. Workers need both general safety awareness and specialized training for specific tasks or machinery. For the second point is monitoring and auditing. Regular audit assess the safety plan effectiveness, identify improvement, and ensure compliance with safety standards. A strong system should be in place to record and investigate incident, emergency, or risky action. Last but not least, environmental management. Dust, noise, and water pollution should be controlled with dust suppressions, noise barriers, and proper drainage. Use environmentally friendly material, reduce energy consumption, and incorporate energy efficient designs. So, from all the point that I just said and explained, we can conclude that manager can create safer workplace by reduce environmental impact and ensure that project are complete without unnecessary harm to people and the planet. So that's all from me.
As for the relevant acts that involve with the health, safety, and environmental management, which is there are two types of it. The first one is Safety and Health Management Acts, and the second one is Environmental Management Acts. So for my part is Safety and Health Management Act, which is there are four of it. The first one is Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 OSHA. The main goal are to protect people health and safety at work from any hazard, and it's also provide the step to create rules and regulation related to this law in order to establish and enhance standards for occupational health and safety. As for the second one is Factories and Machinery Act 1967, regulation pertaining to workplace safety, employee health and welfare, machinery registration and inspection, and it's also provide an option to oversee any failure that might happen during this special scheme of inspections. The third one is Construction of Industrial Development Board CIDB Act 1984, Act 520. Is the Malaysian Construction Industry Development Board CIDB was established in 1994 as 520. It was put into place to provide CIDB with knowledge about the regional construction sector and other construction related issues. And the last one is Workmen's Compensation Act 1952, Act 273. The main purpose of this law is to provide compensation to workmen for any injuries and diseases in the course of employment.
So we are moving to my part. My name is Isma Wanita binti Omar. So I would like to present about differentiate the relevant acts that are involved with regard to 4.0 above. My first act is Environmental Quality Act 1974. This act is a Malaysian law that regulates activities to prevent, control, and reduce environmental pollution. So moving for my second act, which is Energy Commission Act 2001, Act 610. This act is an act to provide for the establishment of the Energy Commission with powers to regulate the energy supply activity in Malaysia. We are moving on to my third act, which is Renewable Energy Act 2011, which is Act 725. This Renewable Energy Act 2011 is an act to provide for the establishment and implementation of a special tariff system to catalyze the generation of renewable energy and to provide for related matters. Forestry Act 1984, Act 313. This act is an act to provide for the administration, management, and conservation of forest and forestry development within the state of Malaysia and for connect purpose. National Land Code 1965, Act 56. So this act is an act aimed at amending and combining the laws relating to land and land tenure. So for my conclusion, a well-implemented health, safety, and environment management system serve as a catalyst for innovation, driving organizations to adopt advanced technologies like automation, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. The result is a safer workplace and better environmental performance, paving the way for sustainable growth. CSR initiative further demonstrates an organization's genuine commitment to developing of society and the planet, builds deeper connection with investors, customers, and local communities. When senior leaders take an active part in safety initiative, they communicate the importance of these values. Empowering employees through safety committees and open feedback channels encourage active participations, fostering a culture where everyone can contribute to continuous improvements.
That's all from our group presentation. Thank you for watching.